Hello, I'm Athena from Meticulous Ink, and today we're going to be looking at our capital letters group 1. So I'll be doing letters A through to H. So first we will start with a capital A. So capital A, we're still using our Meticulous Ink Calligraphy Practice paper, of course, printed on 100% cotton, 160 GSM, very nice. So we're going to start our capital A near the lower X line. We're coming up to the top A line, moving across to the right, doing a loop above, and then coming down. So it's important to move across to the right before you do that loop at the top, so that you have enough room to come down parallel to the dotted line. So on to B. Capital B is done in 2 strokes, so we're coming down doing the spine and then coming around in front with a 3 shape. So we're going to come down and then around in front. And the middle loop of that 3 shape in front happens just above the top X line. For the spine of the B, although it looks quite curvy, the main body of that spine is very, very straight. The only curve is at the very beginning and at the very end. So rather than doing a sort of S shape to come down to do the spine, it looks curvy just because the beginning and the very end has that bit of curve. Now on to capital C. So capital C looks like an enormous lowercase e, but obviously is out of context. So if you're writing the word Charlotte, for example, then it won't look like a big E, it will look like a C. So starting in the middle of the A height area, we're going down, up in front, down the back. And we want to think a leaning oval shape for this. So try not to go too wide at the end, try and keep that tucked in. Next we've got capital D. So this is all done in one motion. So we're coming down doing the spine, doing a little loop, and then coming all the way up and over in front. So it's a nice little test of your upstroke. Going down, doing that loop, and then going all the way up and over the top. So it's important when you're coming back up in front that you do keep it nice and light all the way through past the spine, and only add that pressure when you start coming down again. Otherwise you end up with a big blob of ink, which will ruin your beautiful calligraphy. And then on to capital E. So this is like a backwards 3. So we're starting this in the middle of the A height, we're coming around and down. And that middle loop is just above the top X line. And you still want to have that lean to it, so you can see the second curve is a bit further back than the first curve, so it has that lovely lean. So next we have our capital F. So this we've got a horizontal figure of 8 kind of shape. So we're starting at the top A line, we're coming across the left, over to the right, and then down the middle. And they've got a little crossbar too. So the first loop is a little bit smaller, the second loop is a little bit bigger and a little bit wider. And this does stay in the A to X height as well. Next on to capital G, which is really satisfying to draw because it's got a really good rhythm with the pressure. So it starts just like a capital C. So we're starting in the middle of the A height, we're coming down, up in front, down the back, carry on up a little bit further, and then down into the D height. So this is a full height capital letter. And it's really satisfying to draw. And finally, for group 1, is the capital H. So this one we want a bit of a mirror image. So we want the 2 loops in the H to be of a similar size. And we're back to just A and X height. So don't go too tall. So we're starting in the middle of the A height. We're coming up, down, looping, then up and across, and then down on the right. So we want this first loop and the second loop to be of the same size. So once you've done your first loop, just bear that in mind, and then you want the second loop to match that first one. All right. So that was our calligraphy group 1 capital letters. Please subscribe so that you can follow up on group 2 and group 3. and then you can collect all of the capital letters to make your beautiful calligraphy. Thank you very much for watching. See you soon.